Just days after Donald Trump called for breaking up the big tech monopolies in order to preserve democracy, the big tech monopolies have silenced him.
The suspension on Twitter, just the latest blow to a president facing growing calls to step down.
Banned from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat to stop him from inciting more violence online.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
The speaker said to us just moments ago, words matter. But apparently those words don't matter when they're uttered by Democrats. When the gentlelady from Massachusetts calls for unrest in the streets. When the gentlelady from California brazenly brags that she called for people to get in the faces of those who serve and support the president.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives. And unfortunately, there's plenty to go around.
And everyone beware, because they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that they're not going to let up, and they should not.
And then on top of that, you have 30 police officers who were injured on the first night of the riots, one run over by a car, a chance to stuff police officers in trunks, a vehicle with explosive devices. Let me be crystal clear why this is happening. It's because Democrats have enabled the mob.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
When we see destruction of buildings, when we see violence, either by police or either by protesters themselves, we actually see greater response by elected officials.
A so-called anti-fascist website is encouraging, quote, all manner of physical violence against Trump supporters and capitalists.
The left seems to get a little bit more of a pass on some of the more violent rhetoric. Like during the government shutdown, you had Democrats saying things like, the Republicans are holding a gun to the head of the American people.
You see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
If this country doesn't give us what we want, then we will burn down this system and replace it.
Slate comes out. Quote, nonviolence is an important tool for protests, but so is violence. Slate still has its Twitter account.
This is going to be much bigger than just want to kill, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, the next few weeks. It's going to go on beyond the inauguration.
They are in control now. Silicon Valley oligarchs are more powerful than the President of the United States.